Well, hey there folks, welcome back once again to the Hop House. It's Eddie here. It's time for another beer review, time for another virgin beer review. If you just found us here on YouTube, welcome along to the Hop House. Hope you're all having a good festive period. We're sort of between Christmas and New Year, you know, that day when you're like, where are we, what day are we on, what date is it, ooh, hey, how much? Yeah, like, share, subscribe, that'll be grand. Okay, so we're carrying on with the second of these two new craft beers that have gone into B&M. 330ml cans from a company called Craft Nation. I just did that, which was their craft lager. So I'll put that video up before this one, so go and have a look at that. Golden Opportunity it's called. So that's that one. This is this. Now bear in mind, these were from B&M and they were a pound. £1. £1. So what do you expect for a quid, right? This is easier said than done, and it's a session IPA. Again, it says exclusive, crossed out it says inclusive beer at the top. Craft Nation is the brewery, the Dutch. There's one of them there if you want to scan that. If that floats your boat, feel free to scan it if you can scan it. There you go. 4.9% ABV. So it's sort of higher end of the session IPA, I suppose. I suppose it depends where you sit on IPAs. I always say that 5% and above in this country is an IPA, but I guess in America it's 6% and above. I'm not too sure if this is meant to be an American style IPA or a European. If the Dutch, is it supposed to be a Dutch or Belgian European style IPA, or is it British? I don't know. Get out into the goals. It's very clear and see-through. Doesn't look that dissimilar to the previous beer we had. In fact, that is more fizzy and carbonated than the lager was. That looks more like a lager than the craft lager did. Very, very light blonde see-through golden ale, white head on it. Jig it around. It's probably going to lace alright. Probably going to lace just fine. Yeah. And the carbonation's running up the side of the glass. But it's very clear and clarity is good. Yeah, so it's a £1 a can. I picked these up in B&M when I went looking for, they had a couple of Christmas beers which we've done prior to Christmas. The Scrooge one, Mr. Scrooge, and the other one was the Cheeky Elf. That was pretty decent, that was alright. B&M, beer wise, yeah, they do things like the Hobgoblins in cans, and the Ruby and the Golds. They do bottles of Champion, they do bottles of Citra, they do, I think they still do the Thornbridge Shelby in cans, the Peaky Blinders, the official Peaky Blinders beer. That's a lovely IPA, that is. £1.59 a can. Go grab some if they still got it, it's really nice. But the peak of B&M having really good beers has kind of gone, I think, sort of a couple of years back when they used to have the Sadler's Peaky Blinders, unofficial Peaky Blinders beer. They used to do their Peaky Blinders Pale Ale, and they used to do the Christmas Pudding Stout, the 6% version. They did the 4.5 weekend version as well, which was, it still tasted alright, it just didn't hold up to the 6% jobber. They were the sort of prime time, I think, of B&M. They've gotten into bed with this Wickwa Brewing, which is Buckham Brewery, own side project for I wouldn't say for Lidl then, for B&M, but the rest of them have not been great. That Mr. Scrooge was pretty poor. He was alright, he just tasted like an average best bitter type jobby, bit boring really, nothing festive about it. Right, let's go for this then. So this is a session IPA, right? 4.9%. Let's see if we get some hoppy and fruity notes. Let's give it a whiff, see what we can sniff. A little bit of malt coming through, bit of wheaty sort of smell as well, wheaty malt. I'm not getting anything else at all. I'm not getting a single whiff of a hop. Not a slight little note. It was a pound a can. It was a pound a can. Right, I'm just going to get straight into it because there's nothing whatsoever to say about that smell because it's non-existent. Bottoms up, down the hatch. That's poor as well. It's a pound a can, innit? What do you expect? I feel like I am losing my taste and smell now because I don't really taste it much. It's got... You're not getting much malt from it. There's no sweetness in the beer. It's quite crisp and dry. It's almost lager-esque in that sense. And then similar to that craft lager, it's got this pungent bitterness that doesn't feel like it belongs there. It's not necessarily peppery and spicy, but it's got that sort of feel to it, like that type of bitterness. It's not grapefruit, it's not tropical fruits or citrus or anything like that. It's just like, yeah. And then it's quite dry on the back end. I suppose it is like a peppery bit. I'm trying to think of how else I'd describe it. Yeah, it is. It's quite peppery bitterness. Again, it just feels like it's just been forced there. They don't taste that dissimilar. The lager's probably fizzier and it's got more of the peppery spiciness element to it. That's just less carbonated, but it's sort of got the same bitterness but without necessarily being that peppery, spicy if you like. But it's got a similar flavour bitterness to it. It's not good. Not in my opinion, anyway. Right, so easy said than done. Session IPA, Craft Nation. So here we go. At the top, you've got marks out of 4 of the flavour profile, I guess, of it. So it's 2 out of 4 for malty. It's 1 out of 4 for floral. It's 2.5 out of 4 for bitter. 2.5 out of 4 for fruity, 1 out of 4 for sour, and 2.5 for spicy. So yeah, it's got this sort of spicy bitterness to it that just seems forced. Now it says Session IPA, hints of tropical fruits and pine by Vic Secret Hops. Enjoy this sessionable IPA anytime. And then Craft Nation, again it says, to celebrate diversity we first need to accept that it's here. So share a beer with someone out of your comfort zone and strike up a conversation. We find you might have more in common than you think. We shape our own future, we craft our own nation. Tropical fruits and hints. What's your hint? There's a pineapple over there. Is that your hint? No. Now I'm just getting this bizarre bitterness that just doesn't feel like it belongs there. It's the second beer I've had from Craft Nation. They are made from someone in Amsterdam, well, someone in the Netherlands. Distributed by United Dutch Breweries. The Heineken? Don't know. I don't think that's any better than the lager. Definitely not getting any tropical fruits or pine out of that, because I like tropical fruits and pine, and that is not delivering. It's another thumbs down. The rest of that's going down the sink and all. Oh well, at least my kitchen sink will get a nice clean out today. Thank you very much for watching. If you go to B&M and you want to try either of those, feel free, because they're only £1. But I'd say save yourself £2, or instead of spending £1 each on those, buy a can of Shelby for £1.59, and you'll get a much tastier beer, and you'll get 40p change back. Just saying. Like, share, subscribe. It's a thumbs down again. Craft Nation, my arse. Ciao for now, people.